So we've got a number of different options for overgrips in the store, but this is one that often gets overlooked. Let's have a look at Shammy Shack. Hey guys, welcome back to Sports Republic Reviews, where we give you all the information you need to buy the right product first time. So in a couple of videos, we've already looked at a couple of the different overgrips we have available in store. We've looked at shamrocks, we've looked at Osaka sex tape, and something that we haven't really looked at, and it often gets overlooked, is Shammy Shack. This is probably the product that's been in South Africa, available in South Africa for the longest time. It's a really great product, but maybe not marketed as well as it possibly should be, and maybe the packaging could be a little bit better. But in terms of the product itself, this is really a product that you should be considering. So there are a couple of different options in the Shammy Shack overgrip range. We've got my personal favorite, the double stitched. We've got just sort of plain grips, and we've got this sort of interesting holy grip. So we're gonna have a quick look at each one in more detail, and then I'm going to show you at the end, I'm going to show you my stick, how I actually grip my stick up. So yeah, let's have a look in more detail. Okay, so what I got here is kind of just a traditional single color Shammy Shack grip. This will come in a variety of different colors. I've picked out the pink one here. First thing you'll notice, there's some really sort of subtle branding on the grips. It's sort of like a stamped in Shammy Shack logo. But as I said, you know, this is a really great product. Don't look at the packaging, don't look at the sort of branding on it. If you're looking for something that performs really well, like just purely functional, this is really something you should be considering. And you know, it's a lot more affordable than some of the other grips on the market. So you're going to get a sort of just standard length grip. You can often we find that it really depends. If you're not sure how to grip, please if you're not sure how to grip a stick, check out our video on how to grip a stick. But as we know, if you overlap too much, or if you don't overlap enough, it'll vary the length that the grip goes down the stick. So yeah, it's actually got a very handy little angled cut at the top, so that you can start the grip, and at the bottom you'll just be able to snip it off. So it's really simple. What's really nice about this, as I said, the quality is really good. A lot of the grips you'll find, especially in the chamois, they don't use quite as high quality materials as this. When you pull them tight, all that happens is this big stretch, and the chamois gets a lot thinner. This is a really high quality chamois, so it's going to be very durable. And then the reason we obviously use chamois is in the wet, we're obviously playing on water-based pitches, and in some parts of the world we're playing in climates where there's lots of rain. You need something that's going to be able to absorb some of that moisture, some of that water, but still give you really good grip. And that's obviously what the chamois property is. So yeah, standard sort of length, single color Shammy Shack grip. Really cool, good quality product. And I think let's have a look at one of the holy grips next. It's a slight variation on this, and yeah, also pretty interesting. So let's have a look. Right, so what I got here is one of the holy options that these grips come in. Again, a couple of different colors. You'll see the Shammy Shack stamped in on it. It's very subtle, but this particular grip, what you're going to notice is that there are a whole lot of holes punched through it. So you can kind of see straight through, and same sort of length. It's got the angled cut to help you start the grip. So you know, you've got the same kind of product as the single color, but just with all these extra holes. So it's going to help with aerating it as well. When you wrap it on, it actually does feel a little bit thinner, so it is a little bit more comfortable. It looks really cool on the stick as well. So it's just it's a different option to have when you're looking at a grip. We find that it is pretty popular because, you know, it doesn't get too bogged with the water. and it dries pretty quick as well. So really cool option, quite unique. These sort of this is the yellow holy grip from Shammy Shack. So yeah, something else to consider. As I said, and I pointed out in the previous video, if you pull, you know, it's really strong, so you can wrap it on nice and tight, so you're not going to get any movement, and it doesn't sort of stretch and go really thin. So yeah, it speaks to the sort of quality of the product. Let's go on to my personal favorite. Cool. So what I got here is my personal favorite. These are the double stitched grips from Shammy Shack. You'll notice two different colors. You've got that same standard sort of stamped in Shammy Shack branding, but what makes it unique is this really sort of quite hard double stitching between the two grips. So I'll be honest, this is not for everyone. It's my personal favorite because I'm very used to it, because the stitching in between actually can be quite hard and rough on your hands in the beginning. So it does take a little bit of time to get used to. But the reason why this is my favorite is it actually doesn't matter what conditions you play in, you are always going to have traction on your sticks. So we know that, I said it earlier, the chamois itself is going to absorb water and make sure that your grip doesn't become soapy. But there comes a time when you're playing in a deluge and or the pitch is really flooded, that it's going to be inevitable that your grip is just going to be completely waterlogged, and then we really battle to keep hold of your stick. What I found is that with this double stitching, you really get sort of, even if the chamois itself gets waterlogged, the stitching is always there to help you keep grip on your stick. So it is quite rough, but the benefit I find is so far outweighs the sort of maybe a little bit of uncomfort you'll have in the beginning. So let me show you my stick, and you can see what I mean. Right, so this is my Beaten Pro Tour that I'm currently playing with, and I've got a Shammy Shack Smurf turf wrapped onto it nice and tight, and this has probably been on for a season already, because the grip is really sturdy. You can wrap it on really tight, and it doesn't move, which is nice. Some of the other grips you have to be, apply good pressure, but not too much pressure, otherwise it loses its shape. But they can be prone to moving, and you have to re-grip quite often. So yeah, if you have a look nice and close here, you'll see that the stitching is quite prominent on it. But as I've mentioned before, you're getting really amazing grip in what can normally be pretty difficult conditions. So yeah, I think it's a product that we do recommend quite a lot. Some people are not so sure on the double stitching, but from a traction point of view, in any conditions, this is definitely something that I often recommend. Something a little bit outside the norm, but it really does perform a great function. So yeah, that's a quick look at the Shammy Shack range we have in store. Maybe overlooked, maybe not quite as popular, but definitely something that should be considered. They perform really well, and it is this really superb, long-lasting, durable product. Obviously, they're available at sportsrepublic.shop. If you have any comments or questions about these, please let us know. If you use something different that you'd like us to review, hit us up in the comments. Make sure that you like, and please, if you aren't yet subscribed, please do so. And we'll see you on our next review.